Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And before we get going with today's video, hey, thank you to everyone that's been following and everyone that's been liking the videos and leaving comments and sharing the videos, because we're almost to that big mark, you know, that 1,000 mark. So it's crazy because I didn't think it was gonna get that high when I started this channel, you know. And I just want to say thanks to everybody that's supportive and stuff like that. I hope that these videos help you guys too. For today's video, it's not really anything in particular. It's going to be kind of random what I do today. So, like, first off, I'm probably just going to organize a couple of things here in the toolbox. And there's a couple of little things I want to do on the car. Nothing major, you know. Let me show you guys. Like, these brackets here. I got 2 of them. I never put these on. These right here are supposed to go down there on the side skirts. You know, one up in the front and then one in the back here. Because I did the other side already, but just never finished up these. So we're gonna do that. And also, let's see if you guys can see up in there. You see that passenger seat? That's coming out. Because I only put that in there for when I test drove the car over at Mexico a few months back. So that seat is coming out. The nitrous bottle is going, yeah, where you are, right there. The nitrous bottle is going back in there. And just a couple of other little things on the engine. I got to check my distributor. I know that the rotor on there, the screw's missing on it, so I need to check to make sure that rotor is still in place on the shaft. That way we don't have any issues. And I don't know. I was kind of wanting to paint the brake calipers, but I need new rotors, so I might just hold off on that. That way I can do everything at the same time. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's just gonna be a random day today, so I hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, if you guys are looking for a review on this thing, it's impact gun. If you guys are on the hunt for one of these, you're not sure where to go or what you should get, this is a Harbor Freight. Some of you guys might recognize this. This is a Bauer. Don't be afraid. This thing has worked very well for me, and the reason I had bought this right here was so that way when I go to the track, I don't have to sit there and take my my tires off to put the slicks on with a wrench, you know, or you know what I'm talking about, breaker bar or something, you know, because that's just a pain. You guys know how that is. So I wanted something that could just bust them off real quick, you know, without a struggle. And this thing has worked really well for me, and I definitely recommend it. I've used it on other things too. It's pretty strong. I bought it for, I think I paid $220 last year. Price could be down on it. It probably is. It's probably a lot cheaper now. Plus they have the sales on these things once in a while. But I have a 1-year warranty on it for $13. I can go and replace it anytime I want for $13. You could also do a 2-year warranty on it for a little bit more money. But to me, that's worth it. So far, this thing's worked flawless. So if you guys want to see a review on this, this is a 1/2 inch 20 volt. Let me know. You know, I'll be happy to do a review on this and show you guys its capabilities, and also too, you know, where it maxes out at, because it's not no Matco or anything like that. It's not a Snap-on. It is a Bauer. Okay, it's got a pretty good amount of torque. I haven't had any bolts on the car or other people's cars that I haven't been able to take off with this. Okay, so let me know, guys. Leave a comment down below, and if you guys want, man, I'll leave a review on this thing. I'll do actual test, you know. We'll see where it fails at and stuff. Maybe we'll go to a junkyard and just try to blast bolts off and see how that goes. Alright guys, I promise I'm getting a new jack this year, okay? I used to have the handle for this thing, but I think I left it at somebody's house. I'm not going to say any names, and they just never gave it back. But yeah, I'm gonna get a new jack because I have no handle for this thing, so I gotta use this here 1/2 inch extension in order to loosen it up and tighten it up, and then I gotta use this freaking breaker bar in order to jack it up. And I know I've been slacking, but yeah, definitely getting a new jack this year. Alright, so I got my my brackets, and just do a little mock-up just to see where we're at. Okay, right there. So I just mark it right here with a marker and then drill holes in it. This stuff is super thin. You guys, so what I'm going to use to hold the brackets in are, where's it right here? These right here. Let me pull out a bigger one so you guys can see that. Alright, so these right here, let's try to focus in a little bit. These right here, they're called riv nuts or nut certs, I've heard them called. So is what it is it's kind of like a rivet and a nut. So you get this tool here, you drill a hole, you put this silver part into the hole, and then you thread this piece in to this right here, and then you squeeze it like that, and what it does is it crimps this whole thing down, and it makes this stick to the metal surface. That way, all you got to do is screw and unscrew if you want to take panels off or something, rather than using rivets, which is like permanent. You can't take those off unless you cut them out. This right here gives you the option to screw them in, take them off if you need to. And that's what I did on the other side of the car. I put those riv nuts on there. Guys, this is how light the car is. It's jacked up in the very front, that's it. But like, look at this. That's how light it is. Show you. That's where it's jacked up. Alright, you guys, I'm announcing this because that was a pain in the ass. Just got that stupid seat shoved back up in there. Had to take all this stuff down. Had to take that seatbelt bracket off just to give a little extra room. But yeah, I freaking was able to get it in there. Tight fit. The space between this top shelf and this bottom one is only 24 inches, so that seat right there was probably like 26. So I had to freaking play Tetris with it and just shove it in there. Alright, passenger seat is out, nitrous bottle is in. We're getting there, guys. Alright, so now on to the distributor rotor. I'm going to try to put you guys up where you guys can see this real good. Hopefully there's enough lighting. If not, I'll have to add more lighting. Alright guys, I just want to mention real fast that your spark plug wires, you should put, especially if you have MSD, I'm pretty sure I read up about it a while back about the wires coming off the distributor cap. So if you have MSD, it's best to put like a little zip tie around it. See if I can zoom in on that. See that zip tie right down, right over there? Well, yeah, so you just want to put a little zip tie on there and to keep them from coming off, because a lot of vibration and stuff, they'll make the wires come off, especially if you have solid engine mounts. And if the wires start coming off, they start backing themselves off the distributor cap. It's actually going to make the coil in the distributor work a little bit harder. So it'll actually put out a little bit more spark. You can burn out the coil in the distributor, and you know, that's a no bueno. If you have if you start experiencing igniter problems, then usually the telltale sign of that is that your tachometer will start jumping around randomly. Let's say your car is at idle, your tachometer will kind of just be like shooting around randomly, and then eventually it'll actually just burn out completely, and you'll be stuck wherever you are. So if you start noticing signs like that, you better go get a new distributor or just get a new igniter. Last I checked, the igniters, I had to buy one time. It ran me about 85 bucks, so they're pretty pricey, but still cheaper than buying a brand new distributor, which is going to run you probably $200-300 bucks. Get that other one down here. There's 3 8mm bolts holding on the distributor cap. They also have a Phillips head on the inside of them. And so I get this distributor cap off, I'll show you. It's easier just to use a 8mm socket, because then you won't strip it out. if I can hand spin it. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes you got to use your God-given hands. Alright, so this is your distributor cap here, and these are the screws I'm telling you about. You got three. You got one here, here, and then one down here at the bottom. And let's see if we can. It's a Phillips head right there. You can use on that. I prefer to use the sockets. When you're putting the cap back on, it's probably easier to use the Phillips head just to get it started, and then tighten it down with the actual socket. Right here, this is your coil pack. And then deep down in there, I'll pull the camera out and show you guys what the igniter looks like. But I'm not doing a whole distributor takedown or rebuild. I'm just checking the rotor. You got the rotor right here, and there's no screw on it. I remember I did that on purpose because I didn't have the screw. So it's on there. Well, it was on there pretty tight. Where we at? Okay. So it was on there pretty tight. This is the distributor rotor, and that hole right there, that's where the screw used to sit. But it used to be on there pretty tight, and it might have just loosened up over time. So yeah, see, like there's a lot of play in that, a lot of back and forth play. That also could be why the car wasn't really trying to fire up. So I'll need to get a screw for that. And let me show you guys where the igniter is. Right. I'm reaching around my tripod right now, so it's kind of difficult, but I'm going to do the best that I can. Let me just set it down right here. This thing right here, I mean, this is the igniter, okay? That's what, when you start having RPM problems, when your tachometer starts jumping around, it's this guy right here. This is about 85 bucks last I checked, okay? And then if you don't have a spark, 9 times out of 10, if you have no spark going to the spark plugs, it's this right here. Could be the distributor cap, it could be the rotor. So I'll just show you guys real quick. This one looks pretty good still. Not too much on it, but let me check the actual rotor itself. There we go. Came right off. Okay. It's got some wear on it. I'd feel better having a new one. Plus too, you know, the way that was sitting on there real loose like that, like it had like little wobble play because it didn't have the screw in it. I don't like that. And you see here how it's notched right there. It only goes on the distributor one way. There we go. Right back on. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw this stuff back on. I am gonna go ahead and I'm gonna replace some parts in here, so I'll do a video on that, on how to rebuild the distributor. It's really easy, guys, really easy. Wires come off, wires go back on. It's not rocket science. So when I do that, I'll show you guys how to do that right there. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll do a whole, probably won't be one video. I'll probably break it up into 2 or 3, but I'll do a video on how to rebuild the distributor, and how to check your ignition timing as well, because when you take a distributor off, your timing is not going to be perfectly where you last had it. So it's always best to use a timing light and check it that way. Also too, you can make ignition timing adjustments and actually increase your horsepower a good amount if you don't go too crazy with it. It can have negative effects. But yeah, if you advance the timing a bit, you can actually increase power performance. So I'll show you guys that. I'll have to come out and do a video at night because the timing lights, it'll be too hard for you guys to see in the daylight. I'll have to do that at night, so that way the timing light picks up the markings on the harmonic balancer, and you guys can see it clearly, because I can see it even in the daylight with the timing light, but you guys probably won't be able to see it on camera. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, you know, support the channel by hitting that like button, and leave a comment too. I'd like to know you guys' thoughts on how the channel's going and stuff. And if you have any ideas also for other videos or things that you might need help with, leave it down in the comments, guys. All Motor Rob, over and out.